Welcome to another bone crunching, head thumping instalment of Backyard Farmer. Today I'm going to talk about some rejuvenating some dead soil I have. So as you can see here in this big pot, that soil there's been sitting there for probably over 12 months. It's quite lifeless. It's just caked dry from all the torrential rain up here and the heat. So what I'm going to do is bring it back to life and make it usable again. So that's pretty much, I don't know, a third of the pot of dead soil that I've got. So to that I'm going to add my special ingredient of a bucket full of compost out of my compost drum. Dig that in. And then also a bucket full of soil out of my veggie garden. It's full of compost and worms and all sorts of good stuff. So pretty much dead soil, compost and good veggie soil. So I'll dig that through and I'll be back in a minute or so. Right, so here I am back again. I've just dug it all through, so the compost will help to give the soil nutrients, a bit more body and some extra carbon. And then there's good veggie soil. I'll add some worms and other microbes that'll help the dead soil come back to life again. So I've just aerated the soil, broken up all the clods and amalgamated it all together. And what I plan to do with it is, I've got some rock melon seeds here. So I bought a rock melon the other day from the shops and it was absolutely beautiful. So I've kept the seeds, dried them in the sun for a couple of days, and I'm just going to whack them in there. So I'm going to put in 3, and they all come up well and good. I'll thin it down to 2. Otherwise, 2 come up or 1 come up, whatever. But the seeds have cost me nothing because I've kept them from the fruit. So I'll whack them in there and yeah, go from there. Now I've got another pot that I'm going to be doing the same with, but it's in a different location. So this one here, it's got shade in the morning and then pretty much full sun in the afternoon. So I'm experimenting with different locations. So I'll plant these seeds and then we'll go on to the other pot in a second. So this here is my next pot. And as you can see, it's pretty much direct sunlight all day, which is ideally what rock melons like to grow in. I'm just a bit wary of the extra heat up here in the tropics, so I'm just experimenting with a couple of places. And again, just whack a couple of seeds in, and if they all come up, I'll just thin them out appropriately, or if 1 or 2 only come up, I might throw another one in or see how it goes. This pot should be big enough for 2, so, but it's all a bit of an experimentation or learning curve. So that's that, and I've just got one more thing to show you, which I'll sort in a second. So as I alluded to the other day, it's been quite challenging growing conditions up here in the far north. However, this is one of my successes. I had this on an episode a couple of months ago where I put some collars around my tomatoes. So the cardboard collars have worked to keep the cutworms from snipping them off at the ground level, and then I'll put some stakes up to support them as well. And as you can see, they're loving life. Again there, I've got a couple of junior ones and the big ones, and again that's my spinach, and it's ripping along nice and healthily, if that's a word. This is my corn, which some of it's been ravaged by grubs and some of it just hasn't come off at all. That one was not so good, but this one here, oh, let's just take a look at this bad boy. Yeah, that's the stuff. That's what it's all about when you're growing your own veggies. And then just in the background here, I've got a bunch of snow peas that I'll harvest and chuck in with my dinner tonight. Nothing better than a couple of sweet, fresh, homegrown snow peas and some corn. Anyways, that's where it's at the moment. And there's my little Lebanese cucumber coming along. So, and this tomato here actually self-sowed. So I had a tomato bush in that spot last year, and I didn't actually plant that one. That's just from seeds that obviously come out of a rotten tomato last year. So I'm just leaving it be and free tomato bush. Alrighty, hope you liked this episode, and yeah, keep the dirt on your fingernails and keep gardening and enjoying the outdoors. I'll catch you next time. See ya.